Welcome to the May portion of our 12 months Buddhist practice. So, for May, we are now entering the morality conduct portion of the threefold training. As a reminder, the Buddha's Noble Eightfold Path, which is what this 12 months Buddhist practice is all about, is broken up into three different parts, which we call the threefold training inside Buddhism. We've already covered the first part, which is the wisdom portion of the threefold training and also the eightfold path. We are now going into the morality conduct portion, and then later we'll be going into the concentration portion for the remainder of the year. And so this is important because the first part, you got that wisdom portion, and that's understanding about Buddhism and Buddhist practice. Now we're going to morality and conduct. And when we look at the 500 million Buddhists around the world, what do they often practice? Morality conduct, because you can do it everywhere, anytime. It doesn't have to be in front of your altar. It doesn't have to be inside a Buddhist temple. Of course it is, but these are things that you can do all the time in your everyday life. So for May, we're going into charity. And charity is important because if you think about charity is giving, right? Charity, giving. And the Buddha talked a lot about us. And he talked about what's called the five aggregates or five skandhas. And that's meaning we, in our current existence, you and me, are a temporary existence. We were given rise in this existence. We were created as a result of the five skandhas or aggregates, but they are an impermanent, ever-changing, and interdependent thing. And that's really important when it comes to charity, because interdependent, we just don't live or exist or we're given rise to on our own. It's interdependent upon other things. So when we give charity, that is showing that we don't want to be attached to things. We want to give as well, but we also understand that this is impermanent. Nothing here is permanent, and we have to understand that component. So one thing I'd like you to keep in mind here is that when we talk about charity inside Buddhism, we want to think about, well, am I thinking, what's in this for me? Do I feel good? Do other people see me giving, right? And this is very, very normal for people. And for Buddhists, we want to kind of shift our focus, shift our thinking. And this is part of your practice as well. Am I doing this for me or out of compassion, loving kindness for other sentient beings? And when we do that, we are changing the mind. We are getting away from that selfish, feeling and ideas and thoughts that our mind is controlling us with. And we're going more towards that Buddhist mind. And that's where we want to be, compassion, loving kindness. We're thinking a lot more than just ourselves, which is a temporary existence. And so is everything else. But we're looking, let's get rid of the three poisons, three fires, greed, anger, ignorance, and we're trying to now give. We're trying not to be attached to things, right? So charity is a great way of doing that. So how can we give? How can we give during this particular time? And of course, you want to continue this on as well. So different things. It doesn't have to be monetary. It doesn't have to be physical. It could also be time, for example. Maybe you are volunteering at your Buddhist temple or at school or, at different events or different organizations. This is all good, right? You want to essentially give back, but you can also give money. So for example, let's say there is a food bank inside your community or homeless shelter or whatever, a good cause. It doesn't have to be Buddhist in nature. You can give money to them. You can give time to them. You can give things to them. If you have a Buddhist temple that you are going to or organization, monastics are often seen as this vast field of merit that we can have as Buddhists when we give to. So depending upon your tradition, it can be where you give robes, and there's certain times of the year this happens. Or it could be, of course, monetary support, where we are ensuring the temple exists and that the monastics are taken care of. And so money is, of course, something that we need in our life and for the monastics in the temple. So make sure that you do that because they are what we call homeless. They have given up the layperson lifestyle and became our religious leaders and teachers inside Buddhism. And so we support them in that way. So giving, when we do it from a good place in our heart, in our mind, we are on that Buddhist path. Don't worry if you are worried, oh, I forgot about something, or I'm thinking this particular way. It's okay. We want to build it up, and charity is a great way of doing it. I think you're going to enjoy this part of the Buddhist practice because you can do it all the time. You can do it with your kids, your family, community, all these different things, but just get into that practice of giving. And remember, it can also be your time. So it doesn't need to have a monetary thing. It could be kind words, things that you're doing, listening to people. Charity comes in many, many different ways. Thank you, and I'll talk with you in our next episode.